see my screen?
Sorry.
Very cool. That's okay. So here we go. My name is Miss Cooney, but you can call me Miss C. So if you have a question in the chat box, you can just type in Miss C. I teach second grade at PA Virtual. I started teaching here in 2020, and my favorite color is purple. It's a fun fact about me. This is my two daughters right here, and that's my dog. Sometimes you might see her, she's sleeping next to me, but sometimes you see her tail behind me. So her name's Kita. It's my dog there. I saw fireworks also yesterday. So if you did see fireworks, I hope they were fun. I had a lot of fun watching the fireworks as well. Okay. Thank
So
you,
yeah,
Miss
looks like
Becky.
we had a lot of people who saw the fireworks as well, camping, a lot of good stuff, a light show. Um, and then again, just a reminder, we are from around the world. So Aiden in the UK did not celebrate July 4th in the same way that we did, but we're happy to have everybody here today. Thanks, Miss C. Take it away.
Awesome. And yes, and if you want to share something fun that you did over the weekend that wasn't for the 4th of July, you can tell us that too. If you had ice cream or something fun for summer. But today we're going to get started. So this is Olympics week. We are going first to learn today where the Olympics began. We're going to tour ancient Olympia, Greece. Then we'll take a break, and then you will have another activity after our Olympic class today. So I already told you a little bit about me. My name is Miss C. Today we are going to learn about the Olympics, some fun facts. Tell me in the chat box if you watch the Olympics. And do you like the Summer Olympics or the Winter Olympics? Do you watch both of them? If you've seen them before, we'll see them next summer. And what materials do we need today? We're going to be making a wreath. So you will need a paper plate, some green construction paper, scissors, and glue. I will go over this again with you before we get started on the craft, but those are the materials for today.
It looks like Tristan and Grayson enjoy both the summer and the winter Olympics.
Awesome.
So yeah, always fun.
Do you have a favorite sport in the Olympics? You can also share that. Is there a certain sport you like to watch, whether in the summer or the winter? I always like swimming. I think swimming is one of my favorite Olympic sports. It's a lot of fun to watch. So what do you like to watch in the Olympics? First, let's get started. For anyone who likes sports, there is one word filled with more excitement than any other: Olympics. When the Olympic Games began, the whole world pays attention. The greatest athletes come together from countries far and wide: swimmers, runners, wrestlers, ice skaters, skiers, and many more. Most of them have spent years training for the chance to gather in one place. The prizes they seek are the most famous in all of sports: the gold, silver, and bronze Olympic medals. So, what do we already know about the Olympics? Tell me in the chat box. We shared a little bit, but do you know about them? Do you remember any places that they've been held? Do you know about how they got started? Take a minute, anything you know, or any other sports that are in the Olympics. Start sharing some ideas you have of what you already know. Happens every 4 years. Thank you, Kobe. They start in ancient Greece. Very good. And if you don't know a lot about the Olympics, that's okay because we're going to learn about them this week. So, first, let's go back in time. Where did the Olympics begin? Did you know that the ancient Greeks started the famous Olympic Games more than 3,000 years ago? 776 BCE. Back then, the games were part of a festival honoring Zeus, the king of the Greek gods. They took place at the foot of Mount Olympus, what was believed to be the home of the gods and goddesses. When the Greeks got together at those early games, they feasted and honored Zeus. But the most exciting part of the festival came when the young men lined up to race each other. They took their places, waiting for the signal, and then flew around the wind from King Aeolus's bag. Across the rocky Greek soil they sped, each one hoping to prove himself the fastest runner of all. Do you like to run? outside? You play any games where you have to run outside? Maybe tag, maybe hide and go seek tag. You like running?
William does. Yep.
Very cool. Might be a little hot in the summer, but still good. Good exercise. The prizes in those ancient Greek Olympics weren't medals of gold, silver, or bronze. The winners got wreaths made out of olive branches to wear on their heads. To the ancient Greeks, olive leaves stood for peace and victory. So that's what we're going to make today. And this is kind of what it looked like. You can see in the image here, he's putting the wreath on the winner's head, and that's what it looked like. Stood for peace and victory. The crowd must have held its breath as the horses thundered by and chariot wheels flashed in the sun. The strongest men threw themselves against one another in wrestling and boxing matches. The Greeks even invented a game called the pentathlon, where the athletes competed in 5 different events. They had to hurl a metal disc called a discus and throw a spear called a javelin farther than anyone else. The athletes also had to participate in a long jump competition, a wrestling match, and a foot race. So there were 5 different events in the pentathlon. It's going to be one of our questions later when we do a check in. The Olympics took place every 4 years. People came from all over Greece to compete in the games and to watch the other athletes. During the day, they cheered the athletes in the contest. When night came, they feasted and listened to music. Poets would recite stories to entertain crowds. Some of the poets probably told the story of the war against Troy and the Trojan horse. The people of Greece treated the Olympic winners like heroes. They honored them at banquets and showered them with praise. When the winners went home, their own cities rewarded them with money and free food for the rest of their lives. The Greeks honored the Olympic winners partly because they had proven themselves to be the strongest and fastest athletes. They also honored them because they knew it took great courage and hard work to be an Olympic champion. Okay, my friends, a couple questions now. Where did the Olympic Games begin? Remember where they began? Tell me in the chat box.
A lot of Greece and ancient Greece. Yep.
Very good. They began in Greece. What were some of the games in the Olympics when they first began? Do you remember some of the games they played?
William said discus,
For the pentathlon, very good. Races,
races, javelin.
awesome. Very good. Yeah, so there was running, there was wrestling and boxing, and then the pentathlon had the 5 different events. Very good. And what did the winners receive? What did they receive if they won the games?
Gideon said a crown.
What was it made
William,
out of? Yep,
William said an olive leaf crown.
excellent. And this isn't on the board, but do you remember what the olive branch stood for? Why did they use that as the prize? Money and free food for life from their cities, peace and victory.
Peace and victory.
Very good. All right, boys and girls, we're going to watch a couple videos now to learn some more about the Olympics. I think I'm going to need to reshare here so that I can share my audio.
years in the making. What began as part of a religious festival honoring the Greek god Zeus in the rural Greek town of Olympia has today become the greatest show of sporting excellence on Earth. The inception date in 776 BC became the basis for the Greeks' earliest calendar, where time was marked in 4-year increments called Olympiads. What could it be? Why, it's the Olympic Games, of course. Competition fosters excellence, or so thought the ancient Greeks. In addition to sporting events, contests were held for music, singing, and poetry. You can read about them all yourself in classical literary works like Homer's Iliad and Virgil's Aeneid. Even mythical heroes appreciate a good contest every now and then, wouldn't you say? For the first 13 games, the ancient Greek Olympics featured just one event, the 200-yard dash. But over time, new, exciting contests like boxing, chariot and mule racing, and even a foot race where the competitors wore a full suit of armor enticed many hopeful champions into the Olympic Stadium. The combined running, jumping, wrestling, javelin throwing, and hurling the discus event known as the pentathlon inspired world-class competition. And the pancration, a no-holds-barred fight where only biting and eye gouging were prohibited, ensured the toughest men were victorious. And victorious they were. Nobody tops the local baker Coroebus, who in 776 BC became the very first Olympic champion. And we'll never forget Orsippus of Megara, the 720 BC Olympic victor who tore away his loincloth so he could race unimpeded, inaugurating the ancient Greek tradition of competing in the nude. Now there's a winning streak if ever we've seen one. But all good things must end. In 391 AD, the Christian Roman Emperor Theodosius banned pagan practices, so the world soon bid a fond farewell to the Olympic Games. But just like those early pancration athletes, you can't keep a good one down. And 1,500 years later, in 1896, the modern Olympic Games kicked off in Athens, Greece. Today, the Summer and Winter Olympics bring international world-class athletes together by the thousands, uniting fans by the billions for the world's foremost sporting competition. Citius, Altius, Fortius, 3 cheers for the Olympics.
Okay, very cool. So tell me one thing that you learned in the video, or one thing you liked about the video. Anything new that you saw in there that we didn't discuss yet?
I never knew that the 200-yard dash was the only event for a while. That was new to
I
me.
didn't know that either. Likewise. Very cool. So now we're going to take, let me see if I can bring my slides up here again. Go. Okay. We're going to take a trip back to ancient Greece to kind of see what it looked like in ancient Olympia. Okay. Bring up my video again. Give me 1 second here.
Alejandro and Miguel said they had to run wearing heavy armor. They did not know about that.
They did not know about that.
Okay. What did you think? You got to see kind of what it would look like in ancient Greece? Anything that stood out to you? Anything that you thought was pretty interesting? The architecture?
Jovi liked the fountain.
That was very cool. With the lion,
Mhm.
the water coming out. It was beautiful. And to think how it was made, that's a very good point. How it was made thousands of years ago. The architecture and the buildings.
Aryaditya, sorry if I'm pronouncing the name wrong, liked the lion with the water coming out of its mouth as well.
That was very cool. I like that. So now we're going to take a tour of ancient Greece. We're going to go back in time a little bit and look at another video of what ancient Greece looked like. Okay, let me reshare here.
The rugged, sparsely populated terrain of the Peloponnese evokes ancient times when Greeks considered this a mysterious and frightening land. A mythic world of terrifying creatures. No wonder it was here that Hercules was sent to perform most of his daunting labors. Ancient athletes were tested here as well. The sanctuary of Olympia was the birthplace of the Olympic Games. Despite the tourist crowds, it remains an evocative place, nestled among shady trees. Wandering its extensive ruins, it's clear Olympia was much more than a stadium.
Yes, seriously.
Local tour guide Nikki Vlaku helps explain. So it's called the Sanctuary of Olympia.
Yes, but it was primarily a religious place dedicated to Zeus and the rest of the gods with temples all over. And it was only open to people during the games for over 1,000 years.
The Temple of Zeus was magnificent in the 5th century BC and reminds us that the games were held in honor of the supreme deity of the Greek pantheon, or world of gods.
Inside this temple was that amazing statue of Zeus, which was considered to be one of the 7 wonders of the ancient world. Gold and ivory towering in the temple that made the Greeks lose their minds by seeing Zeus alive in front of them. This was one of their chances to meet the god in person, as they thought.
6 centuries after Christ, earthquakes sent its columns tumbling. Today, they lie here as if to illustrate how Greek columns were stacks of fluted limestone drums held together with square pegs. The popularity of the games grew rapidly, attracting athletes from throughout the Greek world to compete in an ever-increasing number of events. There was javelin, discus, boxing. There's a sprint of 1 stadium length, the 2-stadium sprint, even 2-stadium sprint naked with all your armor. The last of the ancient games were held in 393 AD, not to be started again for 1,500 years. So why the games?
To unify the Greeks, to strengthen the Greek culture, and to also teach all these young boys the military skills they needed. Plus, they had all these classrooms here to teach them the Greek philosophy.
So the Olympic Games actually made the Greek culture stronger.
The idea was that if the Greeks are to fight, they better fight in the stadium and be united against the rest of the world.
It's brilliant, and this worked for 1,200 years.
Yes?
The most vivid remnant of the Games is this, the original Olympic Stadium. Visitors just can't resist the chance to line up on the marble starting blocks and imagine athletes from around the Greek world doing the same thing at those first games back in 776 BC.
Very cool. And what did you think of that video? Any new information? Anything else you learned? Would you like to go to Greece if you had a chance? Or have you ever been there? Has anyone ever seen Greece in person? I would love to go there if I could. It'd be really cool to see. Very cool. All right, boys and girls, we're going to get ready to get started on our craft for today. So I'm going to bring up your materials. And if you don't have the materials with you, it's okay. You can just watch today. It will be on YouTube later. There's also a video I'm going to share so you can see how it is done. If you need to take a
Oh, I think you need to reshare your.
All right. How about now?
Yep.
Can you hear me now? Okay.
Yeah.
All right, boys and girls. I said I actually left my plate in my kitchen. So I'm going to go step away for one moment just to grab my plate. If you need to take a minute to grab your materials, you need a paper plate, green construction paper, scissors, and glue. Okay. Miss Becky, I'm going to grab my plate real quick. I'll be back in one moment.
Sounds good. And like she said, if you do not have all of your supplies today, that is okay. You can watch and see how it's done, and you can do your craft later or another day and take pictures and send them to Mr. Chic as well, along with your passport as you get things completed. So we are going to be, as we're doing the craft, we're going to be scrolling through, looking at the videos, seeing what you guys are doing and how your wreath is looking. So if you want to share on your camera, you certainly can. You do not have to, but you can always hold it up for us so that we see how the project is coming along. Paper plate, green construction paper, scissors, and glue. We're going to make the laurel wreath like the Olympians used to win for their, if they were the winner of their particular race. You can see some of the materials in your videos right now. Good morning, Layla. I see your plate right there. Morning, Lily. I saw you had a few things around as well, I think. Elise, good morning. I see your construction paper. Taylor, hi. I see the paper plate. And then once Miss Cooney is back, she's going to lead us through making this wreath.
I'm trying to share my video, but I think it's a little blurry. So let me try and fix this so I can share it with you. All right, this might be a little bit better if we do it this way. If not, I can just hold it up on my camera for you.
Yeah, I don't currently see your camera. There we go.
Is that a little bit better? Okay. So
Yeah.
I'm going to share the video so you can see what we're doing and how we're going to make it. One thing that I started doing is drawing the leaves on my green construction paper. And I actually have two pieces here so that when I cut them out, I'll get two for each one that I cut out. All right. So if you want to take a minute, I'm going to draw some more with you. You can just use a pencil or a marker, but these are going to be your olive leaves.
So just a basic leaf shape, it looks like. Something
Yep,
nice and easy.
Kind of like an oval, but make it pointy on the end. Yep, nice and easy. Take your time. You don't need to be perfect. All leaves are going to look different anyway, so they all should look a little bit different. Just do the best you can.
Looks like we have a lot of friends with their heads down drawing on their papers, so it'll be fun to see this come together.
Very cool. I'm so happy if you're participating. If you don't have your materials, it's okay. Just watch today and you can come back to it later. You can watch the video on YouTube. And wherever they fit, I'm going to turn the page now, try to get some more leaves in here because we're going to cut them out.
Looks like we've got a lot of our friends hard at work drawing their leaves, getting ready to cut them out.
And while you're drawing, I'm going to share the video so you get an idea of what our goal is, and then we'll walk through the steps together, okay? Show you the
And
video so you
William
can take a
said
minute
he's
to watch
going
it.
to make his leaves red because he does not have green construction paper, and that's perfectly fine, whatever you have around the house.
Perfectly fine. If you have white paper and you want to color them in green, if you have a green crayon, you could do it that way. I even saw some examples where they did just different colors. Just make a bunch of different color leaves, whatever you have readily available. All right, let's take a look at the video so we can see what we're doing. You can Okay, so they added some extra details there. We don't need to add all of those details, but as long as we have our leaves and our plate, we can get started today. I'm actually going to put my leaves aside for a minute and get started on my plate so that we have our base for our leaves. So if you want to take a minute and get your plate ready. And once you do, you just want to do 2 little cuts at the back of the plate here. Then from there, I can go around my plate and just cut around the rim to get the base for our crown.
So they're cutting away the inside portion of the plate to just have the edge. Is that right?
Correct. Thank you so
Okay.
much, Miss Becky.
Yep.
Yep. Just want the edge around it.
Lots of cutting going on in the videos that I can see. So looks like we're moving right along. Layla, that looks great. I can see what you've cut. It looks good. Lily, looking good. Good morning, Harmony.
Excellent. And then once you do that, you can put that aside and start cutting out the leaves that you have drawn already. And if you need to add more, you can always come back and start adding more leaves to it. We'll start cutting out what we have here.
Matthew, I saw your green construction paper. William, I saw your red construction paper. I think it's going to look great.
And I only have one shade of green paper also. So if you have different shades or one shade, red, brown, green, you can use any color that you have with you. Start making a pile of my leaves there.
Tristan and Grayson, your camera looks like you guys are getting some cutting done. Awesome job. Elise, great work.
Excellent job, boys and girls. Keep working. And if you're watching, that's okay. You can take a look at what we're doing and come back to it later if you need to.
William said he also had an idea to make a red, brown, and yellow fall crown. So a lot of different ways that we can expand this idea.
That's an
I love
excellent
that.
idea.
Ayan and Zayana, I'm sorry if I'm saying your names wrong, but I wanted to say I see you guys working over there. Awesome job.
I'm going to keep cutting for a couple more minutes now, and then I'm going to start gluing. So even if you didn't get all your leaves cut or drawn yet, that's okay. But we'll start gluing in about a minute or two so that we can see what the crown should start to look like.
Nilla, Taylor, Micah, KL, Alejandro, and Miguel, you guys are up on my screen right now, and I'm just kind of looking in to see how you're doing. Looks like you've got some good stuff going on. Gideon's hard at work. William, your thoughts about different colors of leaves for your crown is just getting all sorts of ideas in my head as well. So you could definitely make these very easily for a lot of different holidays.
That's such a wonderful idea. Simple, you don't need too many materials, and you could make it really colorful. It would look wonderful in the fall.
I love that, Harmony. It looks great. Layla, you're working hard. Awesome job. How's it going, Lily? Thumbs up? Yeah, all right, cool.
Awesome. All right, I think I'm going to stop right here so I can start gluing, kind of get an idea of what my crown will look like. I'm going to put these aside for just a minute. I think I'll need them, but right now we can start gluing our leaves. Grab my glue.
Laura said she is making dark green leaves with light green centers. That's an idea. Laura, are you drawing something in the center? Are you coloring it with marker? What are you doing in the center?
Oh, did you outline them maybe?
Oh, maybe, yeah.
And then color them in green, which you can do also if you have white paper and you actually want to color them in. You can do it. And I'm just going to overlap them a little bit, kind of make a pattern. Do one on the right and then one on the left. Doesn't need to be perfect. You want them to look like leaves.
I have a darker paper and a lighter paper, and I'm putting the lighter paper inside the darker. That's what Laura said.
Very cool. Very nice, Laura.
I love all of these fun ideas that people are coming up with to really make this their own fun activity.
So do I. When we do art, that's the most important part, is that you make it your own and be as creative as you want with it. They don't all need to look the same.
I see some glue sticks, glue bottles, scissors. Looks like we're hard at work. Oh, Elise, I really like that. Elise has several different colors on hers. Can you hold it back up to the video for just a second, Elise? Nice. I see some orange and blue and maybe brown or green. Good
I'm
job.
going to come through the cameras here so I can see also. I'm going to take a little break, but keep working.
Yeah, hold up your pictures for your crowns for Miss C to take a look at. You guys have worked hard on these and it's fun to see what you have.
Very nice. They're working so hard. I see some familiar faces. Hi, Nathaniel.
And you know, it's funny, yesterday was July 4th and William's color idea for different crowns is still in my head. You could always do a red, white, and blue one for the patriotic holidays.
That's an awesome idea as well. You like that idea, Miss Becky?
So Miss C, I didn't realize that the Olympics were part of sounds like they were part of like the schooling culture, the educational culture from one of the videos that you showed. I thought it was just something completely separate. So that was a fun thing to learn this morning as well.
Yes, I learned a lot of new facts as well. I like the Olympics. I watch them every year. Well, every 4 years when they're on. I really like the Olympics, and there were some really cool facts in there today that I did not know about before. Next summer, we'll have the Summer Olympics. I believe they're in Paris, right?
I
That's where they're
think
going to
that's right.
be next
Mhm.
year. Yeah.
Hey, Spencer, no problem. Yes, today is Wednesday, and this is going to be recorded and on YouTube later. So you can always take a look at it a little bit later. You can get the supplies that you'll need. It's just a paper plate, some construction paper, green if you have it, or any color at all, um, scissors and glue. And then the directions are going to be in there as well. So you can pull up the video later to see what you didn't catch this morning and be able to make a crown a little later. And if you don't have the stuff to use at home today, that's no problem. You can always get it later if you want to participate and make your crown later. Oh, William, sorry your brother's not well. I hope he's feeling better, but I think between the two of you, you'll have some great opportunities to help him create some pretty cool crowns.
I hope he feels better too, William. I'm sorry about that. Hopefully he'll be back tomorrow.
Micah made a smiley face on his, looks like the inside of his paper plate.
Awesome. Let me find your camera, Micah. You hold it up for me. Let me see. I see Layla working, Harmony's working, Lily's working, Matthew's working. Awesome. You guys are doing a fabulous job. I'm going to add a couple more leaves now.
Nilla, how's it going over there? You doing okay? Thumbs up? Yeah, okay. Yeah, sounds like we have several siblings who are not well in some form or another. So I hope everyone is healing and back to 100% soon. William posted a picture of his red crown in the chat, Miss C, so we can all take a look at
very
it.
cool.
Gideon as well. Nice job, guys. Yeah, definitely feel free to take a picture and share it in the chat if you would like.
Awesome pictures.
Good morning, Wafik. Please tell your mom I said hello.
Very nice, Gideon. Very nice, William. Excellent work. You guys worked fast. Awesome.
Thanks, Wafik. Evelyn, I see your crown. Nice job. Look at that. It looks great. How's it going, Gideon? Thumbs up? Good? Yeah? All right. Jake, John, good morning. If you're not doing the craft right now, you can always do it a little bit later. If you are working on it, keep working hard. Oh, Miss C, Elise is showing us her multicolored wreath. Hold it up for just a second, Elise, so Miss C can scroll through and take a look as well.
Beautiful. Excellent work, Elise. Your leaves look excellent. I love those colors. Very nice job.
So much fun to see everybody hard at work on all of these and see some of the finished products. Ari Aditya, how's it going? Are you doing okay? Thumbs up? Yeah? All right, good. How's it going, Nathaniel? Thumbs up? All right, awesome. Matthew, I saw a flash of colored paper earlier. You doing okay? Oh, it's looking good. Nice job.
Oh, happy birthday to your mom, Nathaniel. Boys and girls, you did an excellent job today. I think it's almost time for a break. So if you want to keep working for another minute, keep going. If you need to come back to it later today, you can do that also. We are going to take a quick break just so you can grab a snack, grab some water, stretch. Miss Becky, if it's okay, I will play a brain break if they would like.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. To kind of get moving, get out of your seat a little bit. It's a summer would you rather. So it's going to ask you some would you rather questions about summer. And then there's going to be some exercises to do to go along with your choices. All right, boys and girls, it is 10:50, so it's time for a break. I want to make sure you get your full break in. I'm going to play a brain break for you so you can kind of get moving, have some fun with it. If you need to step away to grab a drink or a snack, that's certainly okay.
Miss
And we
Cooney,
will,
can you
yes.
switch your camera? All we see is the reef right now.
Oh, let me flip back for you. Hold on.
Sorry about that. I was just noticing that.
Yeah, there we go. Is that better?
Yes.
Okay. All right, so I'm going to start the brain break for you. Okay. You can respond in the chat box also if you want to tell us your choice, what you chose for your would you rather questions. And then we will get started again at 11 o'clock.
Welcome to Summer Would You Rather. How to play. 1. Make sure you have personal space. 2. Choose one of the two choices. 3. Perform the exercise that matches your choice. Would you rather go to the beach or go to the pool?
A lot of beach answers, beach answers.
Would you rather have a picnic or sleep in? Would you rather eat ice cream or a popsicle? Would you rather go on vacation or stay home? Would you rather build a sandcastle or bury a friend in the sand? Would you rather play with sidewalk chalk or with a water gun? Would you rather go camping or go to the beach? Would you rather roast a marshmallow or a hot dog? Would you rather go rafting or biking? Would you rather go to a water park or go to a theme park? Would you rather catch butterflies or fly a kite?
Thanks for playing. Like and subscribe for more brain.
Hey, boys and girls, you did a great job answering in the chat. Hope you had fun with the Would You Rather game. Some good summer questions there. Miss Becky, we have about another minute or two, right? Until we get started. So if they need to take another minute, that's okay.
Yes, if somebody wants to run and grab a drink or a snack real quick, go ahead. We'll get started with Miss D's presentation in just a couple minutes. And Miss C, it has been fantastic learning all about ancient Greece today. And I have had so much fun watching the kids put their crowns together. So if you need a minute to stretch, get a drink, grab a snack, go do that. And then we'll get started in just a little bit.